Well, folks, we're happy to report that Kwite is back and on top, stronger than ever before. He's completely defeated the allegations, and Orion has resulted to coping in private, changing the story in real time now that the narrative isn't quite making sense from their perspective. I mean, it's been a total loss for false accusers, and you love to see it. And I mean, it's not to say it's all about numbers, of course, but if you take a look at Social Blade and you look at where his channel was before the allegations came out and where he is now, he's, again, stronger than ever before, gaining all of his subs back. Even on Twitter, he's rebuilt his following completely. And it just goes to show that when you falsely accuse people and lie about them, well, at least in this case, the truth has a very effective way of rising up to the top. Isn't that wonderful to see?
It's awesome to see. And yeah, like you said, of course, you know, it's not all about numbers. I'm sure Kwite's still dealing with his own personal shit. It's not like everything's fixed instantly, but it is good to see that at least the public narrative has completely switched his side. So that's probably good for him, at least mentally, somewhat.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, he's been very gracious about this too on his Twitter. He tweeted this from his alt. He said, "We'll be AFK after this, but I said it in my video. The folks who condemned me early are doing what I did in a similar situation. So please give them the charitability I wish I was given when making a serious mistake."
And so obviously with this tweet, he's referencing when he like falsely accused Slaza during that whole situation. I mean, him and like everyone in that group was hopped on the Slaza train like right away and immediately just jumped on the accusations. But once it came out that Slaza was actually innocent of being a rapist, he had to back down and apologize. So he's trying to give that charitability to the people who are doing the same to him. But I mean,
yeah, and I understand from his point of view, that's great for him to say that or whatever, but I mean, we're still going to be going over some crazy Twitter reactions just because, again, I condemn all of this stuff. I condemned Kwite back in 2019 on my channel when he falsely went along with the narrative there. And I mean, I'm still going to condemn people that do it today, you know? I think people that jump on allegations like this need to be shamed because it's the only way you're going to learn to not... Because again, if everyone's given this like ultimate charitability of falsely accusing somebody of a crime and then they face no real shame or guilt over that, I mean, they're just going to do it again.
Yeah, no, they all need to be named and shamed and humiliated, and
so that they learn.
Yeah, and they also need to remember that they were actually in support of an abuser themselves.
Right.
It's not just like they were in support of a liar. Orion is literally Kwite's abuser. I mean, you can see from the messages, from everything he showed. So it's not just be nice. No, shame them. They're supporting an abuser.
Yeah, that's how I see it. Yeah. But it is cool to see him from his point of view, you know, be super charitable and nice. I mean, I will say this attitude does kind of leave you vulnerable and open up to people taking advantage of your goodwill in the future. But, you know, also, you don't want to become too depressed and just be like, oh, fuck the world, I hate everyone now. Because that's also going to destroy you mentally as well.
Yeah.
So people are pointing out this type of stuff right here on YouTube. This commenter said, "I will not respect the pronouns of an abuser who appropriates trans culture for social sympathy points. You're allowed to call me transphobic, and while I might not agree with you, I will defend to the death your right to call me whatever you want because I'm an adult who understands the value of free speech. So say what you will, but I refuse to comply to your demands. Godspeed. I'm gonna go watch Blair White." So somebody says this type of behavior is disgusting. Talk about Kwite and Orion. And Kwite actually responded to this by saying, "When people thought I was guilty, they would not have been justified in calling me a slur for Asian people or anything along those lines. This more than definitely applies to trans people." So he even jumped in there or whatever, and, you know.
To defend this, yeah. And so this original commentator is trying to claim that Orion isn't actually trans, that they're just pretending to be trans for attention.
It's kind of like the Chris Chan stuff when Chris Chan, you know, abused his mom, and so everybody jumped into this whole war about pronouns on both sides.
Yeah, we don't even know anything about, I have no idea about Orion and anything that they do besides the fact that they are an insane liar when it comes to Kwite. So to just jump on that and assume that, I mean, it's just a debate that doesn't even to happen. I mean,
it's just getting away. It's getting distracted from the main focus, in my opinion, on both ends.
There's so much more to Chris Chan than their pronouns, and there's so much more to Orion than their pronouns.
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares?
We got some comments on our video. Some people, because we periodically would mess up the pronouns, and so some of the comments were like, "Oh, you're transphobic," and I'm just reading that. I'm like, really? That's your takeaway from our video?
Yeah, we don't. I don't.
That's what you got away with?
I don't know. I've never intentionally been like, actually, you're not a man. It's like, no. I just miss.
We're not focusing on that.
Yeah, I slip up a couple times, say the wrong one. Sometimes I say they to refer to people.
Right.
It's not that deep. It's really not that deep.
A total distraction.
Yeah.
Now, as we mentioned before, Orion is going around in private, changing the narrative. We went over on our last Kwite video this faked medical document, and Orion has not responded to, many of the people pointing out that this was in fact fake. But allegedly, according to this user who claims they're in DMs with Orion, suddenly suddenly the story is changing very quickly. So this person says, hey, I just wanted to put this up for you to see. He sent me this right before tweeting, and I didn't look too closely at the time. I don't know if it's my fault. I'm not sure. If you have any DMs with him showing that he lied or manipulated you, please DM me. I'm putting them into a video showing some DMs with Orion, sending an earlier version of the document saying, fuck, I forgot to censor the thing at the bottom. I'll fix that. And revealing the name of the doctor, of the psychologist, which if you look up, Dr. Jamie Perez, this is actually a real psychologist that works for, this Cornerstone Counseling, Palm Beach, Florida.
Yeah.
Which doesn't mean that obviously that Orion, is correct. Like I said, this document Orion could actually really have sexual PTSD or trauma from 2018. Is that because of Kwite? Given the evidence that's been released by Kwite, I would say probably fucking not.
Yeah.
And to be honest, given that Orion is a liar, I'm even taking this with like a massive fucking grain of salt.
Could have lied to the doctor. I mean, the doctor's job is literally just to take what you say to them and then give you a medical diagnosis.
Right.
The doctor wasn't watching in 2018, watching Kwite.
They're not performing,
Kwite
even just something like this, diagnosing you for having a PTSD. From my understanding, that's not something that they can test and figure out concretely if you have that or not. It's the opinion, it's the educated opinion of a professional.
Yeah, they don't connect you to a lie detector test. They don't go into your memory and see, oh, well, there it is. There's happening to you in 2018. Yep, this is real. They take your word. You say, this happened to me. And then they say, well, based on your responses, you seem to have this. But people lie about stuff all the time. People lie about medical diagnoses all the time. People lie to doctors all the time. So this is not concrete proof. Yes, this decidedly did happen to me, especially given the fact that Orion is now a proven liar based on Kwite's video. I don't take this 100% seriously. Well,
the thread goes on and it gets even worse. Also, why are you changing your story? So let's look at this first. So this is DMs, go even further. Now, this is alleged, that we don't have photographic evidence that, Orion was typing this, but I'm willing to believe it, but I will just say that this is alleged. Orion says he's trying so hard to pretend he didn't ruin my fucking life. I might just release my diagnosis. Person says, oh. Orion says, I have a paper from my therapist to be sent to my university explicitly stating at a date earlier than now that I have diagnosed PTSD around sexual violence in 2018. Person says, I see, that's huge. A medical diagnosis for something like that? And then it continues. He raped me with fingers. And on top of that, he's lying about the context of all those screenshots.
What? There's two things here that are horribly wrong. First,
yeah, take it away, Father Connor.
Oh man, I'm not dressed in my tie.
We're not dressed. I don't have my cigar,
But no, he said he's lying about all the context of the screenshots. Didn't Kwite literally release every single screenshot and DM that they've ever had in their entire history?
Yeah, Kwite did release that in the description of the video. You can take a look and read at their entire history of messages.
On Discord, Skype, and Twitter, I'm pretty sure all of them, he just released them. So what context is he lying about?
Right.
You can see every context of every message. So I mean,
well, also this whole change story right here, he raped me with fingers.
The original accusation, Orion is claiming that they were going to take each other's virginity.
Right.
And then they started to do that in the back of the car, and Orion changed their mind. Now, I think Orion's probably going to run with the idea of well, yeah, we started to do it and he was fingering me and then I got cold feet and then I left. But it's just you know what you're doing.
We do know, we have established proof that Orion was trying to initiate sexual contact with Kwite against his will in the first place.
Yes.
But now you're saying that actually he fingered you and you didn't like it, you got raped, and which is a detail that you neglected to leave in your initial allegation. Well, your first two initial allegations, both in 2018 and in 2023.
Yeah, because you said nothing about any sexual contact in 2018. Then in 2023, you mentioned virginity and rape. You never said never got to any sort of rape, like physical sex. He just was doing stuff to me, fingering me, and then I stopped.
Right.
You're
everyone that read the twitlonger thought they were talking about
intercourse.
Exactly.
Intercourse, but you never specified that. And so now we're supposed to believe you after it's already proven that you lied about a bunch of other stuff relating to Kwite.
Yeah.
But this thing is honest, even though you left out the details of it. We're being real now.
Okay.
I don't believe you. You're a liar.
On top of that, I've been having fun looking at Twitter, watching everybody change their minds so conveniently as soon as the public narrative has shifted. This is a commentary YouTuber. Now, I don't know if they have any subs attached to their fucking name.
They have nothing.
They have nothing, but they're a commentary YouTuber. And this is what they tweeted back in February February 23rd. They said, no way Jalen, another commentary YouTuber, censored Kwite's face. Sorry, but I'm absolutely going to share the rapist's face. Faceless YouTuber or not, they are a person and people should know who to stay away from.
Jesus Christ.
Which is just a nuclear take. Even back then, I remember reading this tweet on our first Kwite video, but I don't think it made the cut. I can't remember if it made the cut or not. But even back then, I was like, whoa. Okay.
Yeah, that is an insane thing to say. Wow. I mean, especially without knowing whether or not it's true. I mean, look, showing the pictures is one thing, but showing the pictures and being like, everyone needs to stay away from this insane rapist.
Yeah.
That's too
I mean, this is just the famous last words of many commentators. I remember even back in the Slazo case, there were so many people like this that were just like, no matter what, this guy is a rapist and fuck you if you support him.
Yeah.
Tweeting this for attention. Also, you think this commentary YouTuber is this emotionally invested in this story? Of course not. They're just saying, they were saying this at the time to look cool, and now they're eating shit for it. And one of the people that was giving them shit for this was me.
Yeah.
They didn't like that very much, actually. So I just commented nothing other than LOL. LOL. That's all I said. And so the response to this was to go into a private Discord server full of other commentary YouTubers and threaten to pirate my paid-only membership content. If he creates content out of my bait tweet, I will absolutely leak his members-only content. Fuck that guy. Not a threat, it's a promise.
Wow.
So scary and just, intimidating, right? Now, as scary as that was, this person actually has no fucking clue what they're talking about. They actually believe, and this is something that they told me, they believe that because they upload my content to archive.org, that protects them from a DMCA, which I would not only be legally in the right to submit because it's paid content over free content, but I would have to because I have to support my customers, my paying customers.
Right. And also this clip, this little thing he's posting here, archive.org states that they've been exempted from copyright issues under the fair use doctrine and due to its educational purposes. This applies to the website archive.org itself. It doesn't apply to
the individual person using it.
Yeah, archive.org is never going to be taken down off the internet for DMCA themselves. The individual videos that are uploaded to it are going to be taken down. It's just like YouTube. YouTube is also protected from that. If you upload copyright content to YouTube, it's not like YouTube, the website, gets taken down off the internet because copyrighted stuff is going up on there.
Yeah.
No, they're protected. I'm pretty sure that's what that means. So that's just totally clueless on anything. I mean, Jesus.
So as you can see, the average intelligence of a Kwite detractor is just absolutely rock bottom. Here's some tweets about the whole situation. That was the first one that we read. This was again back in February. I don't know, man. Should we not wait until it's proven enough? He says, yeah, man, release the rape tape.
What?
The rape tape. Holy shit.
It's like also this person thinks that the only way to prove a rape situation is if you watch the video of him like raping Orion.
This guy is retarded.
Yeah.
I absolutely deserve, okay, this is him nowadays. I absolutely deserve to be criticized for that. Learned my lesson of don't trust everything you see on the internet. I don't take down my tweets because of transparency, and I don't cover up what I say and do. Once on the internet, always on the internet. My apologies and then he apologizes.
To
Jalen for calling Jalen out for showing Kwite's face instead of to Kwite.
Yeah.
Seriously?
And another thing too, this was right before you said your lol tweet. They made this tweet a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And so they're saying they learned their lesson of don't trust everything you see, but then when you're giving them shit for their mistake, they're threatening to post your paid content and fuck you over.
Amazing.
They're just a retard. I mean, this person is totally brain dead.
Again, average intelligence of a Kwite detractor.
Yeah.
You got a few other people eating shit as well too. This is another deleted tweet. I only feel like this situation needs to be said on this account considering we've been used and mentioned on Kwite's channel for multiple videos. It feels gross having this association. Not anymore. Hashtag drop Kwite. Hashtag stand with Orion. Saying, hey, do not use our content for your content to farm views and furry bait anymore.
This is from Unbiased Furry Struggle.
A furry
Seriously?
gimmick account that he was, I guess, making content out of.
Ah, Jesus.
As if,
Christ.
by the way, this person has no right to say that Kwite can use their content for videos or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're a fucking gimmick account. You don't own any of the shit that's on your account.
No, you're useless.
You're useless. You produce nothing to society. Here's some more deleted gems. There is a non-zero chance that this was the last tweet Kwite ever saw before being exposed as a rapist. Again, they're all deleted, but the internet does never forget. That's the one thing Jax was right about. Another one. This is, I guess, another gimmick account on Twitter. Gimmick accounts need to be shut down.
Yeah.
Elon needs to permanently suspend all gimmick accounts.
I support that.
These people...
I'm free speech, but not for gimmick accounts.
Not for gimmick accounts, no. This person says, this meme you're about to see are the products products at a time. Made it pick some I don't even care about reading any of
They're
this
basically
shit.
trying to make a meme saying like, look, when I said
I'm still reading it, I'm like, fuck this.
I don't care.
This is too wordy for me.
Yeah, when I said don't trust Kwite, that basically accusing him of being a rapist, it was just appropriate at the time that I made the meme. But
Yeah.
now it's not like that anymore. Really? You're just so
You
retarded.
just suck. Fuck all quiet detractors and all these people that are eating shit about the this whole situation. Like I said, Kwite himself has been handling this situation really well. He's been charitable. He's been forgiving. He's had a very positive attitude, and I can applaud him for that. You know, that being said, you know,
Yeah.
that's not me.
I'm
And to be
gonna
honest,
show those people.
if I was in Kwite's situation, I would be burning everyone to the ground. I'm gonna be honest. If I'm just being real with you guys, I would be totally like vindictive, like burn the whole world down type mentality.
Yeah.
So the fact that Kwite, you know, even if he's feeling that way privately, if he's willing to suppress that and be the bigger man, that says a lot about his character.
Right.